So what will happen man to the charges inside the dielectric? So when inserted between the plates with a electric field equal to epsilon sub naught. Okay, what will happen man? So we know from the fact that the any dielectric or insulator material has a negative and positive charges inside, di ba? So when we inserted this one to the between the plates with an electric field equal to epsilon sub naught, so this will act as like our external electric field. So inserted, it will now induce charges. So this induced charges is from the what we called as the polarization. So you already knew that one in module 1. So it will separate the negative and the positive charges due to the external field. So yung mga negative charges inside the dielectric will now be attracted to the positive plate, and some of the positive charges will now be attracted to the negative plate, and that is why meron tayong orientation na ganito, okay, due to the external field. Now if your potential difference, because we already knew that our potential difference will decrease by a factor of kappa, same also as your electric field, it will decrease as your just like kappa, because we know that delta V is equal to E times D, diba? So they are actually like related to each other. So if imong delta V will decrease by a factor of kappa, then mo decrease pa imong electric field by a factor of kappa sa imong capacitor nga naay dielectric. Okay? So the electric field between the plates then becomes equal to this one. So some of the external electric field coming from the plates will be cancelled out by those mga electric field nga na-induce because of the polarization. So i-cancel out to niya. That is why naatay decrease of electric field if we insert the electric. Okay? So as you can see here, if the electric field is going there, so some of the induced charges is going here because of the fact that the electric field lines always pointing from positive to negative. So we have this one, diba? So may this part kasi is net charge na is positive, tsaka this charge is negative, kaya yung induced electric field natin is going in this direction. Okay? So yeah, that's it. So let's now move on to sample problems. So problem number 1. So 4 capacitors are connected as shown in the figure. Find equivalent capacitance between points A and B. So we just have to take note kung sino ang series or sino ang parallel. Okay? So as you can see, basta nagay pa kung parallel gani, so you have to take note of the word junction. So junction, ito yung point where 3 or more wires ang nagmeet. 'Di ba? So mo ni ang junction. So meron tayong junction dito, meron tayong junction dito. So sa series naman, they're actually on a straight line lang, so without any connection lang. I mean without any like breaking of the connection between 2 or more capacitors, 'di ba? For example, like this one, wala man kay junction na makita nga connect sa ilaha, so therefore they are in series. Diba? So these 2 capacitors are in parallel again with 6 microfarad because they are connected by a same junction. Diba? So we have this one and we have this one, and this as a whole will now be in series with the 20 microfarad. Okay, because they're in the same line from point A to point B. So we have to find the equivalent capacitance between A at saka ni B. Okay, so how to do that? So first we have to simplify our circuit. So we have this one. So first ato sa siyang i-combine ni. So we have 1 over, we can put this one as A is equal to 1 over 15 microfarad, then plus 1 over 3 microfarad. So you can actually retain microfarad because it doesn't matter man gyapon if you put times 10 to the negative 6. Okay, so the basta answer lang diri is microfarad lang gyapon. Okay? So we have here, I will just calculate this one, 1 over 15. Tapos I just have to get the inverse, kaya patadali, 1 over 3. Then that is equal to 5 halves, or your capacitance is equal to 2.5 microfarad. So now these two capacitors are in parallel with the 6 microfarad, so we have to put this one as 1 over, kasi since parallel man siya, so we have CB is equal to CA plus the 6 microfarad. So CA is equal to 2.5 microfarad, then adding this one to 6 microfarad, that is equal to 8.5 microfarad. Okay? So we now have a circuit like this one. So a simplified circuit looks like this one. So we have the 8.5 microfarad here. That is the overall like this one, kaning circuit. And this one has equal to 20 microfarad. So they are basically in series, so we just have to get the equivalent capacitance as equal to, we have 1 over 8.5 microfarad plus 1 over 20 microfarad raised to negative 1. So we have that one. So we have 5.96 microfarad, or that is equal to 5.96 times 10 to the negative 6 microfarad. So that is the equivalent capacitance of our circuit. Okay? So next is we have to find the charges, the individual charges and voltages on each capacitor if we connect them to the 15 volts. So we have to put them, we have to connect this one to the 15 volts nga battery or source, which is equal to 15 volts. So what is the charges and the individual voltages of each capacitors in the circuit? Okay? So first, you already know about the equivalent capacitance, diba? So you can actually get the total charges on the system. So since given naman kag total voltage equal to 15 volts, so you just have to find the total charges. So QT is equal to CEQ divided by times VT. So how much is that? So we have 5.96 microfarad, or no, kasi since volt man siya, so we have to multiply this one by negative 6 farad. Okay, para dili ta magka-conflict sa ato ang units. Then VT is 15 volts. So what we have is 5.96 times 10 to the negative 6 multiply with 15, and that is equal to 8.94 times 10 to the negative 5 coulomb. Or you can put this one as paralindot siya lang tawon as 89.4 microcoulomb. Diba? So lindot siya lang tawon. Now, since the total charge is 89.94, then therefore, yung capacitance mo na may yung capacitor mo, combination of capacitor na may capacitance na 8.5 microfarad and 20 microfarad are in series. So therefore, yung charge niya sa both is equal to 89.94, diba? So therefore, the charge of 20 microfarad is equal to 89.4. So nakakuha tag usa. Okay? So what else pa man? So we have, next one is we have to calculate the charges on the 8.5 microfarad. So remember, yung 8.5 microfarad mo are actually consists of two series that in parallel to 6 microfarad. So first, we have to ato siyang bungkagon, okay? So we have here the CA, then we have here the 6 microfarad, then we have the 20, then we have this A to B, okay? So we know that each of them this is from 8.5 microfarad, diba? So we know that the whole of this one, if we combine, iyang total charge is equal to 89.4 microcoulomb. So how to find the charges on 6 at saka ni CA? Okay? So remember na yung two capacitors mo, the CA at saka ni 6 microfarad, they must be of the same voltage. So how to find the voltage of the microfarad, of these two, of the two charges? Okay, how to find man? Okay, so we just have to find first the voltage of 20 microfarad and the voltage of 8.5 microfarad, diba? So the voltage of 20 microfarad is actually equal to, that is equal to how much? Q of 20 microfarad tsaka divided by the capacitance nga 20 microfarad. Okay? So how much is that man? So para makuha na to ang iyahang total voltage. So we have Q 20 microfarad is 89.4 microcoulomb divided by 20 microcoulomb, that is equal to 4.47 volts. Okay? So yung answer dito is 4.47 volts. So therefore, yung voltage dito is 4.47, tsaka yung total voltage niya is 15 volts. So therefore, the voltage of 8.5 microcoulomb must be equal to 15 minus 4.47. So how much is that, man? So that is equal to 10.53 volts. So if 10.53 volts ito, then therefore, kung bungkago nito sa 8.5 microfarad, which is equal to CA at saka 6 microfarad, then the voltage of your CA is equal to 10.53, kaya parallel man sila, so they must have the same voltage. Then the voltage of the 6 microfarad is still equal to 10.53 volts. So ito na yung answer mo for 20 microfarad, ha. So ito yung voltage at saka ito yung charges. Okay, so ito yung voltage ng 6 microfarad. So what's left is we have to find the charge. So the charge is, you just have to use our formula. So Q of 6 microfarad is just equal to 6 microfarad, the capacitance, multiply with the voltage. The voltage of 6 microfarad is 10.53 voltage. So can I put this one as times 10 to the negative 6? Okay, because para dili mag-conflict ang ato ang akuan. Okay, so you can calculate that one using your calculator if you have one in your side. So that is 6.318 times 10 to the negative 5 coulomb, or we can write this one as 63.2, okay, microcoulomb, para di na siya taas-taas. Okay, so the charge of the 6 microfarad is 63.2 microcoulomb. Okay, so now we are done with the 6 microfarad at saka 20 microfarad na capacitor. So ato na po yung bungkagon si CA, so which is composed of, unsa ganito? Composed of 15 microfarad at saka 15 microfarad og 3 microfarad. So we have 15 microfarad here at saka 3 microfarad. So remember, they are in series, so therefore they must have the same charge, but they do not have the same voltage. So how to get the voltage? So remember, you are given that the voltage of these two capacitor is 10.53 volts. So how to do this one? So we just have to get the charge muna. Okay, since given naman kag CA tapos VA, so what is the total charge of these two capacitors? So that is QA, given by QA. So that is equal to how much? So we just have to multiply CA at saka VA. So what is your CA, man? So CA is given as 2.5. So we have here 2.5 microfarad, or times 10 to the negative 6 farad, then multiply with multiply with the voltage at at A. So that is equivalent to ilaman ka na siya. So 2.5 times 10 to the negative 6, 10.53. So that is equal to 2.63 times 10 to the negative 5, or we can write this one as 26.3 microcoulomb. Okay, so we can write that one as in ana. So if imong total charge of these two capacitors is 26.3, and since they are on the same series combination, so therefore the charge in 15 microfarad is equal to still 26.3 microcoulomb, and equal to the charge of 3 microfarad. Okay, so how about the voltage? So you are now given with a charge, given na pug ka og capacitor, so you just have to use our equation. So we have the voltage of the 15 microfarad, that is equal to saman to Q over C. So Q of 15 microfarad divided by 15 microfarad, the capacitance. So we have 26.3 microcoulomb divided by 15 microfarad, that is equivalent to how much? So that is equal to 1.753 volts. Okay, how about yung voltage of 3 microfarad? How much is the answer? So still the same nga formula. So Q of 3 microfarad divided by 3 microfarad, that is equivalent to 3 microfarad. No. The charge is 26.3 microcoulomb divided by 3 microfarad. So that is equivalent to 8.77. So 8.77 volts. Okay, so that's it. That's how you get the individual voltages and individual charges of a capacitors. Okay, so how about for sample problem number 2? So for the system of capacitors shown in the figure, find equivalent capacitance na naman, the potential across each capacitor, the charges on each capacitor, at saka total energy stored by the group. Yeah. So basically, this is a very basic na figure. So as you can see, this one, they are in series. The 3 microfarad at saka 6 microfarad are in series, and the 2 microfarad and 4 microfarad are in series, but as a whole they are in parallel, diba? So they are in parallel with each other. So the 3 microfarad and 6 microfarad are in parallel with 2 microfarad and 4 microfarad, which at the same time they are in series. So they are connected to the 90 volts nga battery or source. So we have to find first the equivalent capacitance of the system. Okay, so I will just draw this one here. So we have 3 microfarad, then we have the 6 microfarad, 2 and 4, I think. Is it 2 and 4? Yeah, 2 and 4 microfarad. So we have 2 microfarad here, then 4 microfarad here, so that they are connected to the 90 volts nga battery. So first, kukunin muna natin yung capacitance, equivalent capacitance ng 3 microfarad at saka 6 microfarad. So that is your CA. So kay since they're in series, so we have to get the inverse. Ako nang dates on ha. So inverse lang nako siya. 1/3/1/6. So you can retain the microfarad lang. So there's no need for you to convert that one to SI unit. Same naman gyapon sila. Pero if you want, you can actually do that. Okay? So, okay, 1/6 raised to -1. So that is equivalent to 2 microfarad. Okay, so i-retain lang ninyo ang unit na yung gigamit here. Okay, so how about for this one? They are still in series, so we have to get the inverse. So we have 1/2 plus 1/4 microfarad raised to -1. So how much is that, man? So is that equal to 2? Okay, sorry, I'll just have to check. Okay, I'm not a math like wizard. Okay, no. So that is equal to 1.33 microfarad. Okay? So okay, since they are in parallel with each other, so our circuit will now become like this. So we have the CA here. So this is the simplified circuit. And then we have the CB here. Then we have here the 90 volts again. So this one has a capacitor of 2 microfarad and this one has a capacitance of 1.33 microfarad. So we have to get the capacitance. So since they are in parallel, so the equivalent capacitance are just equal to, i-add lang nato silang duha. So 2 microfarad plus 1.33 microfarad, that is equal to 3.33 microfarad. Okay? Next problem is we have to find the potential or the voltage across each capacitor. Okay, so yeah, you have to find the voltage. Now remember, yung total voltage na is 90 volts. 'Di ba? So 90 volts man siya diri. So first, i-find muna natin yung parang charge. Okay, the total charge. Okay, so the total voltage is 90 volts. How about yung total charge niya? So QT is we just have to multiply the equivalent capacitance. So we have to convert again para dili mag-conflict sa atong volts nga SI unit. The 90 volts here. How much is that, man? So we have times 90, that is equal to 2.97. Okay, so I just have to put 2.97 2.997 times 10 to the -4 column, or can we 1 2 so 5 -5 negative, so I can just put this one as 300 microcolumn. So you can check. Ako lang siya inana para same sila nga micro, same sila og prefix nga. Okay, so the total charge of the system is 300 microcoulomb. So let's bungkag. Okay, so CA and CB are in parallel. So therefore, since parallel man sila, so they must have the same voltage as the source. So meaning that VA has 90 volts also, and the CB has 90 volts also. Diba? Kaya they are in parallel man. Now sa upper sa tanga series, so they have the same like they are in series. So pagbungkag na tuan na mahimo na siyang 3 microfarad tapos 6 microfarad. Diba? So they are in series. So basically they have the same voltage. They have the same charge but of different voltage. So first we just have to calculate first the total charge. So QA is equal to CA VA. Multiply lang natong duha. So what is your CA? that is 2 microfarad. So we can put this one as 2 times the negative 6 farad multiply with the 1.30 no, the 90 volts, I mean, sorry. So how much is that, man? So 2 times 10 to the negative 6 times 90, so that is equivalent to 1.8. 1.8 times 10 to the negative 4, or ato ni siyang ihimo og 1, 2. So pwede nito siya mahimong 180 microcoulomb. Okay? So kay since yung QA mo, yung CA mo is 2 capacitors in series, so therefore the charge on 3 microfarad is equal to the charge on 6 microfarad, which is still equal to 180 microcoulomb. Okay, they're in series, man. How about for your CB? So your CB has a same voltage but of different charge. So your QB is we just have to multiply again the CB at saka yung VB natin. Okay? So yung CB natin is 1.33 times 10 to the negative 6 farad. Then we have to multiply by 90 volts. So that is equivalent to 1.197 times 10 to the negative 4, or we can put this one as 120 microcoulomb. Okay? So kay since imuhang CB is again, kung bungkago nato siya, mahimo siyang sa to 2 microfarad ug 4 microfarad. Diba? So nahimo man siyang inana, so pagbungkag kay series man sila, so therefore the charge on 2 microfarad is equal to the charge in 4 microfarad, which is equal to 120 microcoulomb. Okay? So we are done with the charges, but how about for the potential? So the voltage of the capacitors, akuan lang, dili ta kaayo. So yung buhaton lang is you just have to use this formula. So the voltage of 3 microfarad is equal to, say formula man, the Q of 3 microfarad divided by 3 microfarad. So imo siya pag-compute. So how much is that? So 180 divided by 3. So we have 60 volts. Dali na, di ba? How about yung V of 6 microfarad mo? So we have the charge which is still equal to 180 but divided by 6. So we have 30 volts. So as you can see, 60 plus 30 is equal to 90. So they have the same, they are consistent with our results here. So how about for this one? What is the voltage of 2 microfarad? So we have 120 divided by 2. So that is 60 volts. How about for your voltage of 4 microfarad? So that is equal to 120 divided by 4. So that is 30 volts. Okay, so I think we are done. So this is the answer. These are the answers. Okay, so what pa data? Napadi ay the total energy stored by the group. Okay, so you just have to use the formula that I gave to you about energy, diba? So the energy, okay, so what is happening? Okay, wait lang guys. Wala ko. So the energy is nata. So the energy is given by Q squared over 2C, or you can use 1/2 CV squared, or you can use 1/2 QV. So I'll just prefer to use 1/2 QV. So they are just the same actually. So you can use either. So the energy stored is 1/2 QV. So we have 1/2. What is your Q? Your Q is actually the total charge, which is equal to 300 microcoulomb, or 300 times 10 to the negative 6 coulomb. Then yung total voltage mo is 90 volts. So that is equivalent to how much? What is happening? I'm so sorry. So pila man to siya? So sorry about that. So that is equal to 300 times 10 to the negative 6 times 90 divided by 2. So we have 0. So yung na-store ng energy 0.0135 joules. Okay, so mo yung potential energy stored. Okay, so I think we're done with problem number 2. So let's move on to our last problem. So a certain parallel plate capacitor consists of two plates, each with area 200 cm squared separated by a 0.40 cm air gap. So compute its capacitance. So dali ra gyapon ni siya. So we just have to use our capacitor nga capacitance nga a formula of our parallel plate capacitor. So our epsilon sub naught uspila ito 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12, I think. So you just have to check. Then your area is 200 centimeters squared. So I will just 200 centimeters squared. So we have to convert this one to a meter first, or you can i-convert lang ninyo after. Okay, so we just have to divide first 200 divided by 0.40, that is 500. So we have 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12 multiplied by 500 centimeter. Then we just have to convert centimeter to meter. So 100 centimeter is 1 meter. So how much is the capacitance? So we have 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12. Then we have 0.5. Okay, so 1. So we have 4.43 times 10 to the negative 11 farad. Okay, so it is very important to convert katong mga dili SI unit to SI unit kay para at the end ang inyong mabutang nga unit is the SI. Okay, so dili na siya problematic dayon. So we can put this one as picofarad. Okay, so we can put this one as 44.3 picofarad because pico is prefix for times 10 to the negative 12. Okay, so I just have to put this one as 44 picofarad. So ito yung capacitance natin for this air gap. Okay, how about if the capacitor is connected across a 500 volt source? Find the charge on it, the energy stored in it, and the value of electric field between the plates. Okay, so we have to find the capacitor connected across a 500 volt source. So how to do this one? So you are given with a capacitance and you are given by a voltage, so you can find the charge. So the charge is just, you have to just multiply the capacitance and the voltage. So we have the 44 picofarad multiply with 500 volts. So how much is that, man? So we have 44 times 10 to the negative 12 multiply with 500, that is equal to 2.2 times 10 to the negative 8 coulomb. Okay, so that's it. That's the charge. But how about the energy stored? So you can just use U is 1/2 QV, or you can use the other one if you want. So I just prefer to use this one. So we have 2.2 times 10 to the negative 8 coulomb. Then the voltage is equal to 500 volts. So how much is that, man? So that is 5.5 times 10 to the negative 6 joules. Okay, So next is find the value of electric field between the plates. So the electric field, I remember that the potential is equal to E times D, diba? So you are given with a separation distance of 0.40 centimeters, so you just have to use this equation to find the electric field. So delta V over D, so yung delta V mo is 500 volts, and yung separation distance is 0.40 centimeter, or in meter, pila man na siya? That is equal to 4 times 10 to the negative 3 meter. Okay, so we have 500 divided by 4 times 10 to the negative 3 meters. So that is approximately equal to 125,000 volts per meter. So ito yung electric field natin between. Okay? So the last problem, if a liquid with the electric constant of 2.6 is poured between the plates so as to fill the air gap, how much additional charge will flow into the capacitor from the 500 volt source? So we have to find first the voltage. Okay, so the voltage between the okay, so we will not find the voltage kasi how much into the capacitor from the 500 volt source. So kasi they are connected pa man here sa 500 volt source, so dili mo basically mo change ang imuhang capacity ay imuhang voltage mo decrease, but ang mo change ani is how to find the capacitance is so first kung ano na to ang capacitance. Okay, we know that capacitance of that capacitor is equal to kappa of katong capacitance nga walay the air gap lang, diba? So the kappa is 2.6 and the air is actually nga capacitance is equal to 44 picofarad. So you have 44 picofarad, so may increase siya by a factor of 2.6. So that is 114.4 picofarad. So imo na yung pag-increase. Now kay since iyahang 500 volt source is connected pa man onto the capacitor from the so meaning that mangitag paagi gyud ang imuhang source na ma-maintain ang potential difference kay connected pa man siya. But if di siya connected, then that's the time that the potential will decrease by a factor of kappa, di ba? So we just have to use directly this one, Q. So this is katong naanay kappa. Okay, so then C kappa. Then we have still the 500 volts. So we just have to multiply the 2 to find the charges, the additional charges na mo flow. Okay, how much additional charges will flow into the capacitor? Okay, so we have 500 multiply with CK 114.4 times 10 to the negative 12. So that is equal to 5.72 times 10 to the negative 8 column. So you can see that the column here is 5.2.2, so ni-increase siya to 5.72. So additional charges naman, so we just have to kanang subtract that 2. So we have 5.72 minus 2.2. So minus lang nato siya. So how much is the additional? So that is 3.52 times 10 to the negative 8 column. So mo ni ang mo additional para ma-maintain ang 500 volt nga voltage. Okay? So if you have any questions, so please tell me right away sa ato ang VLE course site. So I think wala to. So goodbye.